he was not aiming at the ref. He played last night and dropped 29 points in the Warriors' blowout win against the Mavericks. Shannon, should Steph have been suspended?
Absolutely, because this was the second offense. Skip, and I get it. If you didn't want to suspend him for throwing the mouthpiece in game 6, they were losing. He was the reigning MVP. There were going to be a game 7, and I get it. Although you did suspend Udonis Haslem for doing the exact same thing. You suspended Amari Stoudemire. Remember, Amari came up.
Udonis actually hit Joey Crawford.
No, but I'm saying.
Well, that's okay.
But
I'm good with that. I'm fine with it. Whatever Udonis does, I'm fine with.
And you remember against your San Antonio Spurs, suspended Amari Stoudemire for game 7 for coming off the bench in game 6.
Okay. So that has to do with what?
So this is his second offense.
All right.
This is a meaningless game in October. This is an opportunity for you to say, okay, Steph, go sit this one down. Don't let this happen again. That's all you had to do, Skip.
Yep.
How many times does he get to throw his mouth? First of all, why do they touch it so much? You put the mouthpiece in your mouth. You shake a guy's hand. You slap a guy on the butt. You pat a guy on the head. And then you stick it and put it back in your mouth.
They do that all the time.
I know. No, they don't. I don't touch it.
Unless it falls on the ground.
That's why I didn't wear no mouthpiece. That's nasty. But I'm saying
I mean,
this.
Steph's got an obsession with his because he's always like chewing on them, shooting free throws.
And you excuse about they do it all.
Choose his mouthpiece too.
Oh, there you go.
Joey.
Hey, better watch it. Udonis a real one. Don't get involved with you.
And that's the thing. He shouldn't have been suspended, but this is a second offense, Skip. And you're talking about he wasn't trying to hit the ref. That's not the issue. The issue is that you threw it for a second time. So how many times does he get to throw his mouthpiece? Let me ask you a question, Skip. If that was Boogie Cousins, tell me what would have happened.
Oh, Lord have mercy. he might be going for a while.
Exactly. And that's my point, Skip. This is a perfect opportunity for you to say, Steph, stop this now. This is enough. I get it. You're frustrated. They were losing, and I get the frustration. 1 and 2. Nobody thought they'd be 1 and 2 at this point in time. But you did it 2 years ago, and you've done it again. So at what point in time do you send the message to say, Steph, we need you to stop this as a face of the league? I get it, he's an MVP, but he's doing something that's unacceptable. So $50,000 to a guy that's making $40 million.
I cannot tell you. I agree with every point you just made times 100. Because when I heard that Steph was not suspended just for a game, just to make the statement, just to send the message, this will not be tolerated, it turned my stomach. Because it has come to this for the NBA. And I usually give Adam Silver gold medals for all of his decisions. He gets no medal for this one because this is just shameful. This is catering to the two-time MVP, a marquee star on a team that was the most prohibitively favored before the season started in the history of the NBA to win it all. So you are protecting your product here. And it's just disgusting because you're letting them push the boundaries, push the limits farther and farther, and then you let Steve Kerr talk you out of it and shame you into a no decision here on Steph, no suspension. Because right after the game, Steve Kerr, everybody respects the heck out of Steve Kerr.
Love Steve.
Oh, do they? But he made an extremely sarcastic remark about, oh, he should get 8 or 10 games for throwing his mouthpiece. And he went on to say, it was egregious, it was awful, it endangered people in the stands, blah, blah, blah. He was just laying it on thick. And I guess Kiki Vandeweghe in the league office and Commissioner Silver sat back and said, yeah, he's really got a point. It wasn't that big a deal. He didn't actually hit Joey Crawford or the referee in question. I'm not a big Joey Crawford fan either. You're a Udonis fan, but that was okay.
You was out on Joey ever since he threw Tim out of the game for last.
Guess what happened to him? He got tossed for that, for a while. But in this case, you can't let Steph Curry even throw in the direction of the official. It's in the direction. Maybe he didn't aim at him, but he kind of threw it at his feet.
Well, he's not Clayton Kershaw.
No.
Hell, if he could hit him, he'd have been probably been pitching in baseball.
Right. And so this is the NBA backing off. And just let them be themselves, just the way they backed off last year after Game 1 of the conference finals, when Zaza Pachulia got away with as dirty a play as I've ever seen in all my years of watching playoff basketball. And I'm going to say it one more time. My Spurs were up 23 points, Game 1, third quarter, and that play happened. And it's a dirty play. And to Pop's credit, Greg Popovich, Spurs coach. The next day, he went off on everybody, including the league, for not suspending him. But he didn't. It's okay.
But
it was an accident.
But in Game 6, he did throw it, and it hit a fan, which is more egregious than hitting a referee.
Steph.
Yeah, Steph threw his mouthpiece, and it hit a fan. Okay, you fined him for that. You should have told him, Steph, any more throwing of the mouthpiece will result in a suspension. So clearly you didn't say that, or clearly he didn't get the message, which in either case is unacceptable. I get Steph is a 2-time MVP. I get it. He's one of the faces of the NBA. But Skip, you can't let stuff like this go, especially when it's more than once.
I agree. So what happened right on schedule last night in Dallas? The Golden State Warriors were right back on schedule, grandstanding and front-running and acting like they're the Globetrotters against the Washington Generals. And did you see the kid Jordan Bell's play at the end of the game? Can we just see that for a second? Just to put this in perspective. Jordan Bell, I hope we have this play. Yes, we do. Here we go the other way. Jordan Bell alone, off the glass, and dunks it. And then we get to see KD and Steph are like, oh, my God.
But Steve Kerr was laughing, and then it was reported that he apologized to Rick Carlisle for what Jordan Bell did. Rick Carlisle should apologize for putting that crappy team out on the court.
Okay, but it has come to this for Golden State.
Yes.
That's the way they're going to treat the league because they get kid gloved by the league, get protected.
Yes.
And so even the kid Jordan Bell that they went up and they stole him. I liked him a lot. NCAA's out of Oregon. And so now he's a warrior. He's doing warrior things. He's doing Steph things. He's grandstanding. He is front running, and that's what they have come to because they know that their boundaries are much wider than most of the league.
And that's all I'm saying, Skip. I don't go around advocating for people to be suspended, players to be suspended, having played a professional sport. But at some point in time, no matter how great you are, or no matter how big your face is in that particular sport, you got to be held accountable for your actions. This is sending a bad message because Boogie Cousins is looking around like, if that was me, I already know I'm gone. Let me ask you, if Draymond Green, he doesn't wear one, if he's throwing his mouthpiece, you think they suspend Draymond?
I would think so, given his track record. By the way, Draymond's talking big and bad last night after Dennis Smith Jr. goes in and tries to, quote-unquote, dunk on him. Dennis Smith Jr. is 6 feet 3 inches tall. Draymond's 6'7", 6'8", somewhere in that ballpark. Pick on somebody your own size, Draymond.
You know what Bron did? You remember Bron on Christmas Day? Hung him like he hung an ornament. I thought it was pencil on it. You ought to rope. You had a big old tree, dunked him lights everywhere.
On Draymond?
Draymond and KD.
When he hung on the rim and should have gotten a technical?
Yeah. He didn't know he shouldn't have skipped. He didn't want nobody to undercut him and hurt him.
Oh, really?
Dunked everybody through it.
Yeah, I think.
Isn't it amazing how they've gone from like the babyface assassins, Splash Brothers, and now they're like the evil empire?
They're the evil empire. They are.
Yeah, I mean,
it's over for the Yankees. Is Lonzo already the real deal? We'll discuss that next.